Hello and welcome to Mad Make It Easy Special. In this very special series, I'll be showing you some of my favorite makes and some of yours too. And what's special about our show is that everything on this is about making it easy. Everyone has an artist hidden inside, and through this special series, we help you discover that hidden artist. Today, we shall be working on a single stroke painting with double the fun. Then by scratching the painting, we shall reveal some amazing hidden patterns. Then with pieces of crepe paper, we shall create colorful art. And finally, a big picture in which we make really big waves. All this and more on Mad Make It Easy. I'm sure you guys remember I had taught you how to make single-stroke creatures, in which we had made fish and shrimps. But when we look at nature, we realize that it has so many vibrant colors that one color doesn't do justice to it. That is why today I would like to share with you a new technique, with which you can create a whole bunch of colors with just one single stroke. But this new technique I shall share with you in a little while. Before that, let's take a look at single-stroke creatures. Take a sheet of chart paper and apply some paint on it with a brush. Some little strokes, and in some places a few longer strokes like this. Now let's pick a crayon and use it for our outline. What does that look like?
Small fish.
Right. And what does this look like?
Big fish.
Right. And this is exactly how we make little figures like these. A shrimp. And now to give it a little bit of a special effect, we use a toothbrush. And there we have our underwater sea creatures. And now we shall frame our picture. Here comes our frame. And if you have the time, we can make something like this too.
Wow.
Or else, something like that.
Wow, so nice.
Isn't it great? So now you see how easy it is to make single-stroke creatures? Let's now take this technique a little further and create multicolored single-stroke creatures. How? Let me show you. First of all, you take a blank sheet of paper and then our colors. And then a bit of green paint on a brush. These colors I'm using are acrylic colors. And then on another brush, a bit of yellow paint. And what do we do next? We hold both the brushes together and make one single stroke. You will notice that we have the same stroke, but we have it in two colors. And because these are acrylic colors, they do not mix or blend with each other very easily. Let's see what kind of an effect we get if we use watercolors. We shall wet our sheet just a little bit. Now let's see what happens. You will notice that because we added water to our watercolors, the two are mixing with each other. And a rather interesting pattern seems to be emerging out of it. When this dries up, you can fill in all the little details to whatever form you think. You see, I'll show you what I mean. Red and yellow. You can see that it looks almost like flames. And the bit at the top here looks something like a dragon's head. First, with a very light color, I'm detailing my form as cleanly as possible. And once we've got our basic line, with the darker color, we finish it off. Okay, so now we have made ourselves a dragon. Let's see what we can make with the other stroke. I've got here with me a watercolor stroke. Let's make it. As you can see, I don't have to add too much of detailing to this one because the form has turned out well enough already. Okay, so there we've got our squirrel. And on top of this, we place our frame for our finishing touch. And there you have it. With just a single brush stroke, we can express so much movement. Now think of the possibilities while we take a quick break. But don't go anywhere because after the break, we shall be scratching out some colorful masks. And you shall see how we extract paint from paper to create some more unusual art. Welcome back to MAD, Make It Easy Special. One of the earliest art tools that we get to play around with is the crayon. With it, we have created a lot of art, sometimes on the floor or on the wall, and sometimes even on the paper. But have you ever tried to create a hidden secret message with the crayon, just like I had done with my friends? Let's have a look once again. And after that, I shall show you yet another technique with crayons, with which you can create some even better and different forms. But first, let's have a look at this. Today, we shall create a scene in which we shall show a night effect. And how? By using scratch crayon technique. So first of all, we take our ivory sheet and with our crayon, we color it completely. And not just with one single color, but many bright colors. So we start making bars. First with one color. And what color do we use next?
Green, green.
Have you all seen the Mad Show?
Yes.
Which one is your favorite?
The dragon made from flowers.
And who all have seen that one?
Me.
Everyone's seen it. Hey, that's very good. So here we've got our color bar, which is our first step. Okay, now let's cover the entire sheet. One thing you must always remember that when you take your black paint, make sure it does not have too much water in it. As you can see, we have covered it completely so that none of the colors below are visible. Now that it has dried up, shall we start scratching it? Does everyone read comics?
Yes, Rob.
So when you're creating your picture and need a reference, you can take it from your comics. We'll try scratching with a comb because with different objects you get different texture. So does that look complete?
Wow.
So that was easy because random colors work great for a space pattern. But when you're painting a more definite scene in which the colors have to be planned accurately, then can we use the same technique? Of course, let me show you how. Let's start. I've got here with me a bit of chart paper on which I have an image that I have drawn. I have drawn the figure of a mask, a rather evil looking one. But yes, the reason why we are using a mask design is because we can make it quite colorful. And of course, to color it, we shall be using our crayons. We shall make it as colorful as possible, but all the forms will be very definite. And since all these colors will be revealed through black, the more bright colors you use, the more interesting your form will appear. Now our next step is to coat it with black. We cover it completely with black and then we leave it to dry. And only when it is completely dry, you can use whatever object you like to scratch it and create your patterns. And if you look carefully, you will be able to see a little bit of the outline of the mask that we had created, which is a good thing because that will help us guide to find our drawing or the form you created, and then over that you can make whatever pattern you like. And to make those patterns, I shall use a toothpick, with which I shall scratch out the paint. You can use whatever tool you wish, a toothpick, or a comb if you like, or even a spoon or maybe a fork. Any sharp object is fine, a pointed object actually, which you use to scratch out the paint. But be very careful when you're using pointed objects. As soon as you begin scratching, you will see the colors emerging from the bottom. Here we go. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure, or else you could tear the paper, or the crayon coloring could come off. The coating that we had done with the crayons, that could get scratched off by mistake. Okay, now let's try another pattern out here. And using this very same technique, you scratch out the paint from the entire mask. When you have finished scraping or scratching it completely, it will look something like this. Now for the finishing touch, we place our frame. Okay, I've got the sheet, got the paints, the brushes. Let's keep some markers ready. Oh. There you go. I've ruined the paper. Oh, this is completely soaked. Hey, hold on. I suddenly remember a make. Do you remember I had extracted color from crepe paper and made some furry pets? Remember? Wanna have a look? Okay, take a look. But come back fast because I shall be showing you how we can create a make even from an accident like this. Come back soon. I'll clean up in the meantime. What we have to do first of all is take a sheet of chart paper and place pieces of crepe paper over it. And with this large piece, we shall make our dog's
Face.
And this piece will form the body. We tear off another piece of crepe paper and place it here. We make it a little more colorful, like the patches on a dog's body, isn't it? And with these, we make the ears, okay? Finally, with some more pieces, we make the tail. And then we move the pieces out of the way. What we have to do next is, we take a water spray and spray the sheet entirely. Alright, after that, we take the pieces and place them on the sheet according to our composition, alright? That's the head there, and that's the body. And we place the other pieces as well. Whatever darker shades you use, make sure you place them below the lighter shades. Then after placing the dog, if you like, you could place a few more pieces for the background or the foreground, so that it looks a little more colorful. And now we spray it. Now we leave it to dry for a little while. Okay, now it's all dry and ready. So what we now do is peel off the paper from the sheet. And what we do next is take a marker and fine-tune our shape. We draw in tiny little eyes, ears. You can fill it in however you like.
Wow!
Okay, so our painting is now complete. I shall put in the frame to show you how it looks when finished. And that's our frame. You can make whatever you like using the same technique. I've created dogs. You can make whatever pet you like. So what do you think? Isn't it a pretty simple technique? And using this very simple technique, we have created furry pets and creatures. Now I shall show you what we can create out of our little accident. The technique is exactly the same. The sheet that we have got here is all wet. The color of the crepe paper is bleeding onto the sheet. And just like we had created our little pets, we shall once again use this technique by wetting the sheet to create an entire scene. Let's see how it is done. I'll take you through it step by step. Okay, so now I've got with me a handmade sheet of paper. If you haven't got any handmade paper, you can use a cartridge sheet as well. We shall be creating an entire scene on this sheet, and so we shall wet the paper completely. As you can see, I have coated the sheet nicely with water. Now we take our crepe paper. I've got a whole bunch of different colors of crepe paper. And what I am about to make is a jungle scene. So friends, now that I have completed my scene, I shall coat it once more with water. But after coating it with water, you will need to leave it alone for a bit so that it dries nicely. And when that is done, it will look something like this. What I have done is peeled off all the pieces of crepe paper. Now the next thing to be done is, whatever shapes we've got, we need to fill in all the little details. As you can see, all the forms we have here are pretty free-flowing. None of them are clearly defined, which is why when you are filling in the outline, you should maintain the same style. Just rough lines like this. If your outline is too thick or detailed or too crisp, it won't look very attractive. Okay, one more thing. If you notice how we had placed the green along this area, it seems like a line has already been formed. And we can see similar images, almost like a mirror image. It seems like we are seeing a reflection in the water. So we can play around with this effect a little. Okay, our jungle scene is now almost complete. As you can see, it is pretty green. And as you know, the jungle is as dangerous as it is green. And who's the king of the jungle? That's right. Okay, so our jungle scene is finally ready. Now for the finishing touch, here's our frame. That was a lot of fun, and as you saw, sometimes even when we have an accident, we can create some art technique or the other out of it. So keep experimenting, and now it's time for a break, but don't go anywhere because after the break you will see my favorite underwater big picture. So come back soon for a splash of fun and color. I love having fun with paints. I really love mixing them, splashing them, and making patterns out of them. And in the same manner, I had made a big picture. Remember? That's right, the underwater big picture, where we had used the entire studio floor as our canvas. I know you may not be able to try it on such a big scale, but on a smaller scale, it is still a lot of fun. Would you like to know how? Watch this. As you can see, I won't stop. So you go ahead and watch this. I have explored the underwater world a lot. Now let's explore the world above the water. Don't worry, I'll show you what I mean.